one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Bars forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price.
The 2024 WNBA draft. It came, it went, it was here, it's not anymore. We're here to talk about it. And we got some play-in games that start tomorrow. Because it's not technically the playoffs for the simple reason it's one game and you're done, yada, yada, yada. I still don't believe it should even be a play-in the NBA. I think that's ridiculous. Nonetheless, whatever. And this is coming from a Laker fan and a guy who supports Steph Curry. So I don't want people thinking like, oh, he only saying that because his team. Bro, I done been consistent with this play-in shit since it started, since it originated. I don't like the play-ins. You play 85 games a season or however 82 games a season in the NBA. That should be enough games to determine who make the playoffs, bro. Telling me injuries and things like that does not sway me. Injuries done been happening throughout the history of sports, bro. Do you know how many teams miss out on the playoffs and championships because of injuries? That's not exclusive to the NBA or to this generation of NBA players. That's been happening since the beginning of sports. Teams been missing out on opportunities because of injuries. So I do not agree with the play-in. If you cannot make a top 8 seed, one of those 8 spots within the end of those 82 games, tough shit. I don't like the play-in. I don't think the play-in should exist. After the 82 games is played, the top 8 seeds, that's the teams that make the playoffs, bro. I think this extra game trying to get revenue or whatever, bro, to me is ridiculous. Because if you truly wanted to do a play-in, how do you dictate a play-in by? I mean, what's the difference between the season ending after 82 games and you feeling like, oh, well, injuries happen, so his team should get another opportunity, and a team that lose a play-in game when it's just a one game and you out? You can't determine who was the better team after just one game. You would need a series to do that. but you don't even do a series for the play-in. So the play-in to me should not exist. With that being said, we'll get to that in a minute. The WNBA draft, it went down tonight. I do not know what city it took place in, surprisingly. I think it was New York, but I could be very wrong. I did not look up what city the WNBA draft would take place in. Because unlike the NFL draft and the NBA draft, where they consistently always talk about, the city, like, oh, we doing it in this city, it's in this city, and they love to show off the city and stuff like that. I give it to the WNBA. They mostly just use their coverage to talk about Caitlin Clark. Now, they use different pieces of it to talk about different women that was heading into this draft. But for the most part, it was Caitlin Clark coverage. And I have no problem with that. But what I would say is this. The WNBA is being given an opportunity to basically move the sport forward now. And I say that because you have a plethora of you have the right amount of talent coming in, and you have superstar level talent coming in. Like a lot of the women in this draft, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, are talented. But now you starting to have women who coming into this game once again with not just talent, but they got a big name, big followings. They big in the media already. Like you got Angel Reese coming in, Cameron Brinks, who not as big in the media as Reese and Clark and Cardosa, but she is a big name. You have, and I understand how great Jackson is, who is headed to my Sparks, and I understand how great Sheldon is. However, you look at some of the women with the big names, and then you look at the women coming in next year. Well, not necessarily next year, because Juju Watson's not coming next year. She was a freshman this year. But you look at the fact that next year you get Paige Buckers. Look at all the different type of talent that's starting to come in that's already solidified, like in the media as big names. I think this is the time that you and mind you, the Indiana Fever, 36 of those games is already going to be nationally televised. So you're going to see Caitlin Clark on TV. My thing is, why not push it forward? Why not go further? Because after this draft, I need the Sparks to be on TV. They just got Brinks and Jackson. They used a number 2 pick and a number 4 pick on 2 great players. I need to see I want to see those 2 women on TV. I want to see the Sparks on TV. I'm not saying you got to put them on 36 games, because I understand why Caitlin Clark is getting the 36 games, because that's a big name in your sport. But you want to see these young women who had an impact in college sport and who had big names in college sport. You want to see them. I don't understand why you don't treat them the same way and start treating these other women in the sport like this. Like, regardless of the money and things like that, the one thing that the WNBA can control is marketing. Bro, you can market these teams and these players better. College basketball cannot be the only ones marketing these women as like, because to be honest with you, in the WNBA, who have they marketed in the WNBA without a college type of, because every woman in the WNBA did not have a Sabrina or a Caitlin Clark, a Kelsey Plum type of college run, a Brianna Stewart type of college run. Asia Wilson, Cardosa, like even Cardosa, even though she just won a national championship, she didn't have an individual type of career that like some of these women come in having. So when you have a woman who don't come in with that type of push already, that type of exposure, but they become great players in the WNBA, you should be promoting that, bro. Like, I don't think the WNBA do a good enough job putting the stars of their league on display all the time. They damn near worse than the NFL, bro. The NFL care about the logo. The WNBA don't even care about the logo, bro. But they, for some reason, don't. Like, they've done nothing really to prove that they care about the logo over the players, but they don't promote the players the way they should. And so, if I'm the WNBA, I'm trying to find a way to get all these young, and I'm not just talking about the ones that was drafted this year. I'm talking about the stars that you have in the game right now. Like the NBA, getting Sabrina in that contest with Steph Curry, that put her on a bigger stage. And I understand people already knew who Sabrina was, but then you put her in a 3-point competition against Steph Curry, her following go up even more. Could you imagine if you got Aja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, the champions, back-to-back champ? Shout out to Chelsea Gray, bro, former Spark. But could you imagine if you got that back-to-back champion squad in the national spotlight all the time? They win a title. They won back-to-back, and some people wouldn't even know it because the WNBA is not promoting it the way they should. It's not the NBA's job to promote the WNBA. I understand people immediately go to the NBA like, you should do this for the... Bro, it's on the WNBA, bro. Now, I wouldn't mind, and it would be great if the NBA also promoted the WNBA, which they do. But, like, the NBA is not the league that should be having, every time they do a commercial, talking about how the Aces just won back-to-back. The WNBA should. WNBA don't even have as many commercials. You don't see as many of their stars in commercials. Agumbawale for the Wings. She used to be in a State Farm commercial, I think, where she did like music in the thing. That, bro, you should be having your women do more commercials like this. The one in Dallas, matter of fact, her teammate in Dallas, Satu Sabali. Bro, what a season she had. Like, bro, you should be getting these women. The problem is, a lot of the times, at least when I was a few years ago, as far as I can remember, a lot of these women had big names coming out of college. And then it kind of died down when they got to the WNBA. For whatever reason, the WNBA got to get that fixed now. You have such big, not only do you got big names coming in, bro, you have built-in rivalries already coming in. Can you imagine the viewership when the Indiana Fever play the Chicago Sky? Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa both play for Chicago now, which phenomenal pickup by Chicago. Phenomenal 2 picks by Chicago because they needed both of them. Especially when you... Back was itching. Especially when you consider their leading scorer from last year, Cooper, left. She's a Mercury now. She went to the Phoenix Mercury. So you can't... You needed both of those players. Now, for Cardosa and... This is the interesting thing about Cardosa and Angel Reese, bro. I like both of them. I love both of them. The Bayou Barbie, the dominant force down low. Because you can start both of them. Cardosa is a center. Angel Reese is a forward. Could you imagine if they end up finding a way to hit their ceiling scoring-wise? Like if they become dominant scoring threats? Oh, my goodness. Who is getting rebounds and scoring on those 2 down low, bro? Like that is a... You think about what the Aces present to you down low. Because the Mystic, the Liberty got a good presence down low, but that's really Breonna Stewart. You got Candace Parker and Aja Wilson playing down low for the Aces. And I know Candace Parker is not the same Candace Parker she used to be, but she still is a good player and a presence down low when you have her and Aja Wilson down low. Chicago might got the best low post right now when you consider they got Angel Reese and Cardosa. The ceiling on both of those players. Could you imagine? And not to mention, you got both of these 2 women are the last 2 champions in women's college basketball with South Carolina and LSU. Both of them have a built-in rivalry with Caitlin Clark. Can you imagine the viewership numbers for those games? If that game is not televised every time the Fever play the Sky, you're doing your league a disservice. You should be trying to get that on as many stations or networks as possible, on the biggest network possible. Not only that, the Chicago, they should just be on TV a lot also. Once again, I'm not saying you got to get them on 36 games. It would help. But I want to see Cardosa and Angel Reese grow as players together on the Chicago Sky. Now, I hope that this league start to make... The hope is, obviously, I don't believe that the WNBA will make the type of money that the NBA make. The NBA will probably always have the higher viewership. But you can get the WNBA to a point now where if we can get the viewership to where it's bigger than it's ever had and constantly growing, and you putting on key matchups on television, you building them up. You got great promo videos. You got ESPN and all these other networks helping with you to help you grow this sport and to make it as big as it's ever been. You can get this sport to the point where we signing these women for far more money than what they signing for. Caitlin Clark is the first pick in the draft, fam. The contract she just signed was for 4 years, $338,056. In 2024, she'll make $76,000, a little bit more than $76,000. In 2025, she'll make a little bit more than $78,000. In 2026, she'll make a little bit more than $85,000. And in 2027, she'll make a little bit more than $97,000. Now, I know to a lot of people who don't make a shit ton of money or whatever, that's not a lot. I mean, that's a lot. However, this is a professional athlete who a lot of people predict is about to come in and change this game for them, who is about to put asses in the seats, who is about to put viewership numbers through the roof. They have to, and I hate that, because to move a sport forward, it's always somebody who get far less than they deserve, and that's probably what's going to end up happening for Caitlin Clark. Hopefully it gets so big that she get a piece of that pie before she end up retiring one day. But usually when you got somebody who have to die for the cause, they usually don't get the rewards of their fight that the others who come after get. But hopefully with the talent that's coming into the WNBA, with the big names coming into the WNBA, with the backing and the publicity that some of these women already have, hopefully with because also they got to perform on the floor also. But if they perform on the floor and the WNBA do their job in promoting and putting this on TV screens and in households and whatnot, get into the streaming services, bro. Hell, get into YouTube. If you got to put some games for free on YouTube or something like that for people to watch, find ways to get people to watch these games. Not only that, find ways to get people to watch the best players in your league, bro. Most people don't even know who the fuck Ogunbowale and Satu Sabali is, bro. But that's two of the better players in the WNBA. I understand most people will know who A'ja Wilson is. She done a great job at making herself a star without really too much help really from the WNBA, to be honest with you. She done a great job making herself a star. Plus, if you watched her at South Carolina, you know who she is. To be honest with you, the Aces is kind of a outlier, because A'ja Wilson and Kelsey Plum's star did not diminish when they got to the WNBA. They wasn't immediately what they are now, but as soon as they became great, and now mind you, the Aces have a hell of a squad. I mean, great coach in Becky Hammond, great players. That is a super team, the super team of the WNBA, even though the Liberty have a great team also. They had like 5 players average double figures this year. But it's players like that should be on your TV screen all the time. Those are the players that you should be trying to get on TV all the time. The wings should be on TV, especially now considering that you're about to get J.C. Sheldon, a guard who is needed for the win. Now, granted, the Wings had 4 different players average double figures, and they bring all of them back. They had how do I pronounce her name? I think it's pronounced McCowan. You got McCowan, Howard Sabali, and Ogunbowale. All of those women average double figures. Now you bring in J.C. Sheldon out of Ohio State. I think that's a great pickup. That's a great draft pick. Put him on TV, bro. Because while JC is growing and getting better, because they say the most WNBA, the most WNBA ready player that they was talking about in this draft is Rakia Jackson. And I hope so, because she going to the Sparks. But these women need to be on TV, bro. Like, people should know who Ogunbowale. For one, Ogunbowale averaged 21. All right. I just want you to know, any woman that's averaging 20 anything in this league, that's big time. Satu Sabali fine ass averaging 18 and 8 boards. You got Natasha Howard, who averaged 16 and 8. You got McCown, who averaged 11 and 9. So this is a hell of a rebounding squad. Bro, one of these, not to mention, I just thought about something. When you think about the Connecticut Suns, bro, they 3 top scorers are all forwards. Bonner, Jones, Thomas, all of those are forwards. All those ladies are forwards. I can't remember what they guard's name is at the moment, but they guard, I think she averaged like 12 points or 13 points a game. I think it was 13. They need the draft pick. And mind you, I'm not saying need as in they need it because they had a great record last year, but to diversify this team and to hopefully get some more production out of your guard position. I like their draft pick of Lacan at the guard spot out of France. But these women should be on TV, bro. And it's ways that I'm not telling you to just put a random WNBA team on TV that might not have enough talent. Like the Phoenix Mercury, I understand they got Diana Taurasi, old ass. I understand they got what's my girl's name? Brittany Griner and whatnot. But they fucking sucked last year. Okay? And that's older culture, bro. They don't need to constantly be on TV. People know who they are. They are not the ones moving the sport forward anymore. And Brittany Griner is still a hell of a player, but they are not the ones moving the sport forward anymore. Excuse me. Those are not the ones people also want to see at the moment. So if you want to put them on TV so bad, put them on TV when they play against the Fever, or when they play against the Sky, or when they play against the Aces. Teams with other young, big name players who can push this game forward for you. Because the WNBA got the talent, bro. They have the talent. Chelsea Gray a fucking stud, yo. And if you don't watch the WNBA, you don't know who she is. And that's a damn shame. Because her and Candace Parker won a championship with the Sparks and then won a championship together with the Aces. Now, I understand that Candace Parker don't play the role she played when she was with the Sparks, but nonetheless, some of you probably didn't even get to see the Sparks and the Lynx going back to back in the finals against each other for 3 or 4 years, where it was Maya Moore, Candace Parker going at it. This type of shit should be constantly broadcasted on TV. You should be having YouTube channels where you releasing the history of your WNBA, bro. You should be having your own highlight channel on YouTube. You should be finding people on social media who love the WNBA, who constantly talking about it. Hire them motherfuckers to do promos for you and shit like bro. I just saw Shannon Sharp and them talk about he hired his the dude who owned the Shannon Sharp burner account. Shannon Sharp hired him for Nightcap. The WNBA should be doing shit like that to help grow this league. Because unless you get the eyes on the sport, you're not going to get everything else. The eyes on the sport have to come first. And it's continuing to be proved that the women's game can get the eyes on the sport that it needs to get. The WNBA, the NCAA understand how to promote this women's game. Now, the NCAA also done got very fortunate that the matchups got for the last couple years and continue to be great matchups. Like, these women went out there and did their jobs. I understand people going to talk trash to Caitlin Clark for never winning a championship. But as far as getting into the matchups between the great teams, she did her job. LSU did their job. South Carolina did their job. UConn did their job. All these teams with these great players, for the most part, we saw them play against each other in college. So there's already a rivalry there. It's already history there. The sport is in such a great place right now where more eyes and people are talking about it. The WNBA got to capitalize on this. Like, the WNBA legitimately could massively drop the ball right now with the opportunity. It's like they've been given a second chance of sorts. Like they've been given another opportunity to reset this league and get it to where they wanted to get to be able to give out the contracts that should be being able to be given out. Like, these women should be making far more money than what they make. I always agree with that, but I understand why they don't. It's no excuse now. You have the resources and you have the talent to push this league further. And I don't want to hear, well, people ain't going to watch it if we put it on TV. Yes, people will watch it if you put it on TV. You got to promote it. Most people don't know when the games is on. You notice how the NBA promote the games come on? Obviously, football is easy. We know every Sunday to be there, every Monday, and during the playoffs, some Saturdays. This football has their own days. But in the NBA, in the NBA or the WNBA, in a sport or baseball, where it's so many games, so they spread out throughout the week, bro, do a great job of promoting your big time matchups. So when you get a loyal fan base and a loyal following, then you don't have to do as much of dropping news of when every game is coming on, because most people will follow a team and they'll know when they playing anyways. But you have to start by putting the biggest games with your biggest stars on TV all the time. And it's not even just about putting it on TV, bro. Put it on a streaming service or something. Get a deal with Peacock. If the WNBA had a deal with Peacock, I would watch all the WNBA games that came on Peacock because I stay on Peacock. Get a deal with Amazon Prime or something, preferably Peacock because that's the app that I use. But the WNBA in 2024, bro, it's just too many ways that the WNBA should be getting its product out. And you have the talent, bro. Like, you have the talent. So when you get this level of talent that's coming in, bro, you got to capitalize. That was my biggest thought while watching the draft tonight. Like, bro, I pray that they capitalize on this. I pray. And then not only, bro, Aaliyah Boston was the first pick in the draft last year. She is with the Indiana Fever. I think it's a damn shame that a team can end up with the first pick in the draft 2 years in a row. That's how bad you got to be. Nonetheless, they end up with, mind you, the Fever didn't even have the Fever didn't actually have the worst record in the league last year. They had the third worst record. The Storm and the Mercury had the worst record. I would like to point out to you, though, neither the Storm nor the Mercury picked in the top 10 in the lottery. They had a Carolina Panther type of season where they were not even rewarded for being ass. Imagine that. Anyways, with the talent that's come in, Clark, Brink, Cardosa, Sheldon, Jackson, Aaliyah Edwards, who I hadn't even talked about, who headed to the Mystics, Angel Reese, Alisa, because I don't know how to pronounce. I have never known how to pronounce that last name. I be hearing so many people pronounce it in different ways, bro. Carla headed to out of France. You got, mind you, I have not seen Carla, nor have I seen. Well, I have seen highlights of Lacan. I've never seen Carla though. Both of them played in France though. I've only seen highlights of one of them. I haven't seen highlights of the other one at all. Well, actually, I did see highlights tonight, now that I'm thinking about it, but that was about it for it. Nonetheless, with the level of talent, and I'm specifically talking about Clark, Brinks, Cardosa, Jackson, obviously Aaliyah Edwards and Sheldon are studs. They not as big right now. That's not their fault. The media in college, if it was one thing that they didn't do, it was talk about all of the stars that they had in college basketball. They spent a lot of time only talking about 2 or 3 of them. Mind you, that was only when it came down to those last couple. Throughout the year, mostly they only talked about Caitlin Clark, even though they did a good job when it was time to talk about the other ones, propping them up. The WNBA got to capitalize on this. They got to do even a better job than what colleges did. And it's crazy to me that they come out of college with these big names. It should be easy for you to build them up after that, bro. It really should. Some of these women come out of college with bigger names than some of the dudes that come in. John Morant in college did not come into the league with as big a name as some of the women who come in. Caitlin Clark, I can argue, is we expect more. She is a higher level prospect coming in. We expect more out of her coming in than we did out of Anthony Edwards, John Morant. I mean, she is big as Zion was coming in. Or Wemby. Wemby was the last male rookie who came into the NBA who previously people had seen highlights and seen his tape and was like, he's going to be a phenom when he get in there. Nobody said that about a lot. And Jai is a great player. Jason Tatum, a great player. Devin Booker, a great player. Nobody said when they came into the league they would be phenoms. People expect Caitlin Clark to come into the league and be an instant phenom, except for the haters who don't like her. Or to the women who are already there who don't want her to come in and be great, who want her to learn a couple of things first. But listen, if you're the WNBA, look at what you got right now. Look at what you got at your hands. Just analyze what you have right here. You get Angel Reese and Cardosa, Camila Cardosa, on the same squad. Battled each other for years. Now they on the same squad. Big star power already. That's one big team that just took a major leap as far as marketability. The Bayou Barbie. Come on now. You just got a major marketing opportunity with Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa going to Chicago. And that's a huge market, bro. You got to capitalize on that. But then you get Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark now. as if Caitlin Clark wasn't sellable and marketable in her own right. Now you put her beside Aaliyah Boston, who wasn't even the leading scorer for her team last year. That would be Kelsey Mitchell. They also have Smith on the team. Nalissa Smith. So, boom, you got another marketing opportunity. Because I'm just thinking about like the duos. Like if you wanted to create, and I understand it's already great players on certain teams, but like I said, Aaliyah Boston is the biggest name to most people on the Fever, even though she wasn't the leading scorer. Well, Caitlin Clark is undoubtedly the biggest name on that team now. And you put those two beside each other, you should be selling now. That's a big time marketing opportunity to sell those two on a lot of things. They should be on every commercial, every ad. Just like Camila Cardosa and Angel Reese. They should be on every ad, every ticket, every little pamphlet, every shirt, every Caitlin Clark's jerseys have already sold out in damn near every size after she was drafted to the Fever, it said. That's crazy. Do you understand the opportunity that you have right here? Not to just make your league better, but if you really care for these women, you would understand that this is an opportunity like no opportunity you've ever had. And this is no shot at none of the women who came before these women that are coming into the league. I'm not telling you that the women coming in now are better than the women who came before them. But the women who come now have an opportunity that maybe the women before them did not necessarily have. And that's a chance to make this sport as big as it's ever been. Really what you hope is that in every era you have a chance to grow your sport and make it bigger. So the women before them did their job. They got them to this point. Now, it's time for them to take this to a whole nother level. They can't do it if the WNBA don't get on their shit. Because, like I just said, you got Cardosa, Angel Reese. Huge marketing opportunity for that. Not to mention, though, you also got Marina Mabry. I don't never know how to pronounce her name. But you got her for the Sky. Now, I know some people, if you're a Sky fan, you're not going to say this. But if you're a WNBA fan and you know Cooper played for the Sky, she don't play for them no more. She went to the Mercury. So that's why I didn't bring her up when I said who they have. Also, Courtney Williams don't play for them no more either. She went to the Lynx. So Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa instantly become your biggest marketable assets, along with Marina. But it could be like a big three type of thing. Regardless, they just came into a situation where they might not be the greatest team off rip because they do need more guard help. But you just got a phenomenal, solid down court if you produce. I mean, if you, what's the word I'm looking for? If you develop them the way they're supposed to be developed, if they do their part, bro, Chicago just got such an opportunity to be big time marketing. And then you look at, like I said, about Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. But then you go to the Sparks, bro, Brinks, Jackson, Lexi Brown, fine ass. Like you have most of these teams tonight either got better with the talent that was drafted to help them become better production wise and marketable wise. Or some of these teams was already had players on there where they should have been more like, bro, the fact that the Wings have that many talented players on their team and they not marketed more. And the fact that they got two studs on their team in Sabali and Ogunbowale is crazy. That you don't see them far more. But that's the opportunity that I think is being given to the WNBA right now. Like, to me, and you hope that even more women get bigger next year so that when the draft happens, because it's almost guaranteed that Paige Buckers is going to be the first pick in the draft next year. So I hope the Sparks find a way to suck next year so we can get her. But you know that next year you get Cameron and some other ladies coming in. And then probably a year or two after that, you got Juju coming in. And I hate that I'm skipping over some of the other bigger name women in sport. But I'm trying to hit the biggest names that was in the game this year. And imagine all the other women who get big names going into alongside those other women. Like, it'd be such a shame if the WNBA blow this opportunity they being given, because they are being given a hell of an opportunity, bro. A hell of an opportunity. The point guard, Martin for Iowa, she said that she only had came to the draft to support Caitlin Clark, but she had hoped to hear her name. She got drafted in the first round. I think it was pick 17. She going to that Los Angeles Aces, bro. So she got the perfect situation. She get to go to, it was a, bro, I hate that I forgot this. The Aces drafted somebody else too, bro. And I can't remember her name at the moment. But it was another good pick. And the Aces ain't really the team that need that much help with Wilson, Plum, Young, Gray, Parker. The first four of those names average double figures. You know, it's just... And mind you, they finished with the best record last year, 34-6. I still can't even believe they lost 6 times. Matter of fact, to run down the records from last year, this is the entire league, not East-West. It's just the entire league. The Aces was 34-6. The Liberty with 32-8. The Suns was 27-13. The Wings was 22-18. The Dreams was 19-21. The Lynx were 19-21. The Mystics was 19-21. The Sky were 18-22. The Sparks was 17-23. The Fever were 13-27. The Storm were 11-29. And Diana Taurasi and that high horse she sit on over there were 9-31. Crazy. Absolute crazy. You wouldn't even think that team was that bad. I would, though, since, you know, you got all that free time to talk about everybody else's game and whatnot. And I'm not even mad at what Diana Taurasi said, but I do understand the people who like, bro, that's not even what you had. You if you felt like that, I understand trying to critique her and yada, 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 but bro, this is a young, why not motivate her coming into the game? Why not tell her all the things she could be able to do or tell her how the different ways that she could be successful coming in? Why immediately hit her with reality gonna set in? You don't think she know that? So I get the people who saying that, bro. It took me a little minute to understand that too, because at first I was like, bro, I don't really understand why people mad at this comment. Like, this is what most people say to rookies. But then when I actually listened to the clip again, and I did pick up the tone, and I understand people. Diana Taurasi played for UConn. She was playing against UConn in that when she was talking about her. So I could get the people who were saying like Diana Taurasi was being bitter or biased. I don't know if bitter is the word. I mean, Diana Taurasi is really looked at as the greatest WNBA player of all time in a lot of people's eyes. So I don't know if she is bitter, but you know, I get what people were saying when they said she could have chosen a different message. But nonetheless, what a night for the WNBA. I just hope that they capitalize on this. Congratulations to all the women out there who were drafted tonight. Shout out to Caitlin Clark being the first pick in the NBA. In the big dog W draft. I hope that the WNBA capitalize off of this. Like, I really do hope that these women become superstars. I hope the WNBA see what they have at their hands, bro. Because I know a lot of people would like to believe that a lot of these teams that drafted this high absolutely is ass. That's actually not the case. Like, for my Sparks, another thing, Brinks and Jackson with Lexi Brown. The reason I say that because we lost Agumake to the Storm and we lost Canada to the Dream. Like, those were our 2 best players last year. At least they was our 2 highest scoring and our top rebounders last year. And I love Agumake. Shout out to Agumake and her sister. I think her sister actually might still be on the team. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Shanae's still on the team, but we lost Agumake. We lost Canada. So we need this young talent coming in. We need Cameron Brinks coming in for us at the power forward. We need Rakia Jackson coming in for us at the forward position also. They might play center forward. Like, one of them might run the center. One of them might run the forward. Regardless, we need them to come in and be great. We need Lexi Fine Ass to remain great. She only really averaged 12 points last year. So we need Lexi to kind of get that scoring average up. You know, I need big dog Lexi to, you know, give me about 18 this year. You know, Lex. But shout out to the Sparks. I hate our jerseys. I just want to point that out. I do not like the Sparks uniforms right now. I'm not a fan of the font. I'm not a fan of how the look is. I really wish we could go to a more California looking style. Like, our shit looks so generic right now, bro. New York's jerseys look like some New York type shit. Vegas's jerseys look like some Vegas type shit. LA's jerseys look terrible. And we used to have beautiful jerseys. I don't know what's going on. I don't like our jerseys, but that's neither here nor there. But look at who we have now to carry our franchise into the next. Like, bro, so many teams tonight got so, not just, like I said, better. They got opportunities to put faces of the franchise and asses in seats, bro. You can market Cameron Brinks, Rakia Jackson, and Lexi Brown if you the Sparks. You can put those 3 faces on the marquee and say, these are the 3 women who going to be lined up tonight. If they build the chemistry that we hoping they build, this going to be a great big 3 for us one day. You can sell that. If you the Chicago Sky, you know good and damn well you can sell Angel Reese, Carmilla Cardosa, and I hate getting Marina's last name right, so I'm gonna just keep calling her Marina. You know you can sell that. I mean, you got the Bayou Barbie coming to town. The last 2 NCAA women's champions coming to town. Camilla Cardosa, the most outstanding player in the Final Four or in the finals. Like, come on now. You gotta, or it might have been in the tournament. Nah, they probably would have gave that to Caitlin Clark, bro. You know how that go. But unless that's a award that can only be won if you win the whole thing. In that case, I think it was Camilla Cardosa who won it. Nonetheless, you're getting women with big-time accolades coming in with big-time names and publicity already, bro. Do your job, W. You look at the, excuse me. We already talked about the Fever. We talked about the Sparks. We talked about the Sky. The Wings. Oh, yeah, we talked about the Wings also and all the studs they have over there already. The Mystics is the interesting one because Aaliyah Edwards, the forward out of UConn, she got drafted to the Mystics. Now, Natasha Cloud, I don't know why that was the first name I started out with. I should have started with Elena Deladon, but I'll get to her in a second. Natasha Cloud, she don't play for us no. Well, it's not a us because I'm not a Mystics fan, but she don't play for them no more. She went to the Mercury. Ariel Atkins is still there. She averaged 11 last year. Shakira Austin is still there to 10 and 7 rebounds. Brittany Skies is still there with 15 and 9. That's probably their best player. I'm not going to lie. The Mystics could still be tough next year. They could actually have a rough year next year. I'm not going to lie. Like right now, last year the Mystics went 19 and 21. Their record could be hovering around that again next year. Because Elena Deladon is not going to play next year, I don't believe. It was a report that came out about Elena taking a year off for a reason. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she's not going to be playing next year. So out of all the teams that I think got better for as far as like better talent-wise and marketability-wise, the Mystics probably don't fit both of them categories. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. When the Mystics was drafting at 6, I literally I shot up a Hail Mary and said, Lord, please don't let them draft Angel Reese. Please do not let them draft Angel Reese, bro. I do not want Angel Reese with the Washington Mystics, bro. I did not want her down there in Washington. So thank God she ended up with the Chicago Sky. But the Lynx, that's the other team that I forgot to talk about. And when you look at the Lynx, you got Coolier, who averaged 21 and 8 last year. That's the best player on their team. You got Kayla McBride, who averaged 14 last year, and you got Diamond Miller, who averaged 12 last year. So the Lynx pick of Alyssa, the forward out of Utah, I think it's a good pick. The thing with the Lynx is you play in Minnesota, and they do have good players, but I don't know if they players is as marketable at the. It really hurt playing in Minnesota, to be honest with you, because if you ain't a Caitlin Clark level talent, man, it's kind of hard being like a Lynx, bro. Well, not really. Let me take that back, because Maya Moore was a motherfucking Lynx for the longest. She was a stud. You know, that might be the GOAT of the WNBA, Maya Moore. Caitlin Clark's idol. I thought it was so dope that Caitlin Clark, her story did not involve an NBA player. Meaning, so many times I see WNBA players talking about the NBA player they looked at growing up. For Caitlin Clark, she watched Maya Moore growing up. She wanted to be like Maya Moore. I thought that was so dope. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to WNBA players, and it's not their fault. They don't get to see the women who look like them on TV as much as they get to see the men on TV. So I absolutely understand it. But most of the time you hear them talk about the men, the NBA player that they watched growing up. When she said Maya Moore, bro, Now, Asia Wilson said Candace Parker. So I just like it when I hear people say stuff. Like when I hear women, the WNBA players, talk about other WNBA players that they like growing up. And I don't have a problem with like Sabrina loving Steph Curry. I don't have a problem with Cameron Brinks loving Steph Curry. I don't have a problem with Paige Buckers and Kobe. I don't have a problem with none of the women who adore the NBA players that they adore. I just think it's hella dope and it do a lot for your league when the best player coming into this draft say that her favorite player growing up wasn't Jordan, it wasn't Kobe, it wasn't Curry, it wasn't Bron. She looked at Maya Moore and said, I want to be like Maya Moore. Especially since the WNBA don't tout around Maya Moore's legacy like they should. Like Maya Moore might be one of the, if not the greatest, she definitely one of the greatest WNBA players of all time. And you wouldn't know it if you just listen to the stuff that the WNBA put out, because they rarely ever talk about one of the greatest players of all time. The NBA always comparing somebody to Michael Jordan. Jordan's name will never die in the NBA. You got to listen very closely to hear people talking about Maya Moore because the WNBA seem to don't like to promote their own fucking product. It's crazy. It's crazy. Go to the WNBA shops, bro. It's barely anything of uniqueness on there to buy. They're not creative with these women. They're not giving these women different type of ways to sell their name and likeness. Bro, go on to a NBA shop or NFL shop. Look at all the different type of shit you can buy in the store. Now go to the WNBA website and look at the few things you can buy for your favorite players and shit. Most of the time, the only thing you can buy if you got a favorite, like if I want to go buy a Lexi Brown jersey, I better hope that they got a jersey for her on the website or a t-shirt for her. But outside of that, there's nothing else on there for Lexi Brown that you're going to be able to buy. That has to change. It should be bobbleheads with Angel Reese. It should be Caitlin Clark necklaces. It should be Carmelo Cardosa headbands. Like it should be so many different type of things to promote these women on the website to help them make money also, because you can't just say this is a game and they should be helping promote the sport. The sport should be helping them be paid if they're going to help promote the sport. So, bro, you go on a Warriors website, they got like 40 different type of fucking shirts you can buy with Steph Curry's face image or a number on it. Some type of Curry product, they're going to have a plethora of Curry specific products because the Warriors understand that, yeah, we a big team, but the dude that's making us this money is Steph Curry. So we need to have as much Steph Curry stuff on the store as possible. The Indiana Fever better be working with somebody right now with a brand. They need to be doing everything they can to get Caitlin Clark as many deals as possible to get on the store so people can buy Caitlin Clark gear. You should be getting Caitlin Clark t-shirts, Caitlin Clark retro t-shirts, Caitlin Clark hoodies, Caitlin Clark coats, Caitlin Clark Heisman jackets, Caitlin Clark jerseys in like 5 different jersey types. I think the NBA only got 3 different jersey types. Bro, the Fever, for one, the WNBA should be creating new jerseys every year or recreating the retro jerseys so that you can sell them on the website. I don't even think most of these teams sell their historic players. Like, I don't think I can go on the website to the Sparks and buy a Candace Parker or a Lisa Leslie jersey or a Chelsea Gray jersey for that matter. Those jerseys should always be on your website. Maybe not in the form of the current jerseys, but you should always be selling a retro Candace Parker jersey on the Sparks website. You should always be selling a Lisa Leslie retro jersey on the website. Them 2 of the greatest players to ever play for your franchise. Why would you not constantly be selling that type of gear? If you are the Indiana Fever, bro, it should be so much shit on your website for Caitlin Clark. You knew you was drafting Caitlin Clark, what, a year ago probably. Soon as the season ended and you had that first pick in the draft, you knew you was drafting Caitlin Clark. That's when you should have started making sure that store was packed with Caitlin Clark gear. It can't be mom and pop shops or all these other type of things coming up with ways to get these women paid. The WNBA can do more. And like I said, with the level of star power you just got that came into your league, and with the star talent you already have, bro, it should not be that hard for them to be able to promote these women the way they should. Like I said, go on the website. Terrible stores, bro. Terrible. You got to go to all these third-party stores to get good gear for these women. Like Fanatics and all these other type of stores to end up. You can't go on the WNBA shop. Now, another thing. The WNBA should be promoting women's college basketball and selling shit for them. These women get paid now. They get deals now for player likeness and whatnot. I should be seeing Juju Watkins shirts on the WNBA website. You should be, bro. It is no reason why you should not be going all out to promote your sport right now. Especially with all the new rules in place to let you do different things. With how great these women have been at promoting themselves. The WNBA got an opportunity, bro. I hope they don't blow it. The NBA playoffs, they are among us. The play-in games is happening. I'm not going to rebuttal about how much I don't like the play-in games, but they are here. We got to talk about them. Tomorrow, the play-in games happening. The Lakers take on the Pelicans in New Orleans, and the Warriors head to Sacramento to take on the Kings. I understand the Kings is dealing with injuries, different type of, they banged up left and right. Every team banged up when you get to this point, so I'm not taking that into account. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Lakers because I'm a Laker fan, so I'm not going to pick against my fucking team. That's just crazy. I understand we not the greatest shooting team, but I'm not betting against LeBron James, bro. I've been seeing people online talk about the Lakers should lose this so they get the easier path to the playoff. Bro, some of y'all say some of the damnedest things, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I hear some of the shit that y'all say, and I'm actually mind blown most of the time. I'm like, bro, who sit around and honestly say shit like this? But it made me realize most of y'all have never played sports. Because nobody who plays sports and care, let me put it like this. Nobody who plays sports and care about winning say some of the ridiculous, goofy shit that people on Twitter be saying, bro. Like, it's actually mind blowing sometimes when you see some of the goofy shit that they be saying. And you just like, man, there's no shot this motherfucker actually feel like this. And then you realize, oh, no. He really do feel like that. So, you know, it's absolutely insane. It's like the dudes who was talking trash about the WNBA draft tonight. It's like, bro, we get it. You don't like the WNBA draft, bro. You don't like the WNBA. Nobody give a fuck, bro. Like, bro, shut up, bro. Nobody care about your wicked ass opinion, bro. Shut up. How is that a thought in your head that you continue to express on Twitter? See, that's my thing. It's one thing to have a dumbass opinion or a dumbass thought, but then to just post it on Twitter all the time, bro, because you know nothing gonna happen, bro. That's what's crazy to me. But I'm taking the Lakers and I'm taking the Warriors. The Warriors, I'm a little bit hesitant on. The Lakers, I'm not really hesitant on. I think the Lakers will win that game. If AD, as long as AD and LeBron is healthy, I believe they'll win that game. The Warriors one is a little bit more interesting because who gonna show up to help Curry? That's the game we like to play with the Warriors. Who's gonna show up this game and help Steph Curry out? Or will Steph Curry have to pull off some crazy ass 50+ point game to win the game? That's really the only decision. That's the only thought that I have about that. But I'm hoping that the Lakers and the Warriors win. After that, we will I'll talk about. I'm not really breaking down those games or the play-ins for the East. When the playoffs, though, when all of those matchups are set, I'll drop my prediction video for the first round of the playoffs. But with that being said, I appreciate you for joining me on the WNBA draft recap. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Congratulations once again to all of the women who was drafted tonight. Dreams coming true, being able to change your family's lives. I understand there's a lot of jokes that could be made about the pay, but I hope this is the beginning of a bright future for the WNBA, bro. Because I definitely think they got the talent and the stars to be able to change the WNBA for the better. So with that being said, like I said, I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. I appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
If you find yourself alone, riding in green fields with the sun on your face, do not be troubled. Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity.
How the fuck I pay a couple card notes and ain't even whipping? How the fuck I'm putting food on the table while I ain't living? Cursed from being alone with these dreams of a happy home. So when I think it's really love, I give them anything they want. I got stupid shit I did as a kid defining me lately. When I try to open up a new chapter, they still hate me. My mental, my only drug, so I'm doing this shit alone. Last time I fought depression and she got me on my zone. One bad move for thuggery, hit record from luxury. Pop said some shit that stuck with me. All it takes is a mustard seed. Yesterday I copped $40 a pot those. Homie in